Removal of fuel subsidy in Nigeria has generated mixed reaction from different quarters. Some are of the view that the immediate removal of the subsidy without looking inwards will not be easy for people of the country to comprehend. Looking at the structure critically, the present administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his renewed hope agenda swing into action by introducing palliatives to cushion the consequences of the removal of fuel subsidy. Recently, Kaduna State, like other states, has commenced distribution of palliatives after inaugurating a committee that will monitor the distribution into nooks and crannies of the state. How has the strategy put in place helped? These and other questions will come your way shortly, live from Kaduna Network Center on Panorama. Thanks for staying tuned. I am Salamatu Lukman Muhammad. Vice President Kashim Shettima restates commitment to stabilizing and developing the Northeast region, saying the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration means well for Nigeria. He stated this when the Northeast leaders of thought presented the Northeast Development Strategy and Plan document at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jibrila reports.
The Northeast Development Strategy and Plan document, Vice President Kashim Shettima said, will be forwarded to the Northeast Development Commission soon to be included in the 10-year master plan presented earlier to the federal government. He said 80% of the anticipated NEDC budgeted fund is coming from multilateral agencies, and government will ensure that they make tangible investment in 3 key areas of electric vehicle technology, agriculture, including irrigation technology, and digital education. The Northeast leaders of thought, led by Major General Ibrahim Batam Al-Gwai Haruna, said the organ is a non-partisan and non-religious body bound by common zeal for the region.
So we had examined many of the sectors impinging on our development and growth, and we made our reports and made recommendations on them, which we believe will help not just the government, but the people in advancing our future investments.
Vice President Kashim Shettima also sought the partnership and support of the banking community for the 1 million digital jobs initiative by the Tinubu administration for young Nigerians. He made the demand when he received a delegation from the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria on a courtesy visit at the Presidential Villa.
The Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria have been supporting to grow the economy and to reassure the Vice President that the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria will key into the reform, especially in the financial and economic sectors of the economy of our country, to grow the economy and support the other sectors of our economy.
Vice President Shettima urged the bank executives and other members of the banking community to key into the federal government's digital program to create 1 million jobs in the technology space. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Our government has restated determination in the actualization of education reforms that will sustain global harmony and sustainable development goals. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this while addressing Nigerian teachers as they commemorate World Teachers' Day held at the Eagle Square, Abuja. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jibrila again reports.
Our teachers deserve to be treated with the respect and dignity they deserve. It is my promise that we will work tirelessly to build a society where the teacher's rewards begins to manifest here on earth, not just in the hereafter.
And to achieve this, the federal government orders revision of guidelines to prioritize information technology and artificial intelligence.
We are acutely aware of the challenges our teachers encounter, challenges that have arisen from prolonged neglect of this noble profession. Our teachers grapple with overcrowded classrooms, scarce resources, limited opportunities for professional development, and a situation where individuals enter the teaching profession not out of passion, but as a last resort for employment. This situation must undergo a transformation, and I am resolutely committed to effecting this change.
Safeguarding and respecting the rights of every child access to education, government at all levels need to pay attention as well as the welfare of teachers.
Development requires teachers to build their capacities, to be resilient, creative, innovative, to shape the future of teaching to meet the new trend and challenges in education.
The 2023 theme for the day is the teachers we need for education we want, the global imperative to reverse the teacher shortage. In Abuja, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
On information, the primary mandate of the new Ministry of Information and National Orientation is to bring back integrity to government means of communication and restore the integrity of information dissemination in Nigeria. The Minister, Muhammad Idris, at an engagement with media entrepreneurs in Abuja, says this is a step of the government policy of national reorientation. Correspondent Salihu Wanara has the details.
It is an event that re-echoed the role of the media as strategic partners in government. Top echelons of the pen profession, including leaders of the Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria, Guild of Editors, and the Nigerian Union of Journalists, interacted with 4 of their colleagues, including the Minister of Information and National Orientation, who are currently serving as members of the Federal Executive Council on issues of concern.
We are appealing to you, before we see the president, we don't really need that, we have both of you. Let the newspaper breathe.
The understanding of the economic situation and this government, which is a continuum, there are things that you meet which you have to deal with, problems that you have to solve as you move forward.
And to strive harder to improve our profession so that some of us, and those of them here who are our elders, can continue to be proud of us.
I am telling you, by God's grace, I will say it the way it is. And I want you, and I plead with you, to please also report it the way it is. When you are not clear, ask questions. I will be there to answer.
Unanimously, the media gurus have agreed that the era of speculative reporting will soon come to an end, describing the current administration as a government of the media, by the media and for the media. In a similar engagement with the Guild of Corporate Online Publishers, the Minister of Information and National Orientation urged publishers to use their platforms to showcase the good image of the country. Experts described the theme of the program, Roadmap for Socio-Economic Recovery and Sustainability, as timely and challenged the government at the subnational levels to focus on provision of relevant infrastructure. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation will from next month start payment of 25,000 Naira grants to the benefiting members of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners captured in the expanded National Social Register of the Conditional Cash Transfer CCT scheme. The minister, Dr. Betta Edu, stated this when she visited NLC President Ajeru at Labour House, Abuja. Ruth Agwele tells us more. Ruth Agwele tells us.
Announcement for the disbursement of 25,000 Naira to 15 million vulnerable households for 3 months through the Conditional Cash Transfer Program as part of the National Social Safety Net expansion. Part of the commitment made is to include vulnerable pensioners in the National Social Register.
Mr. President, sir.
To this end, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation has come on this solidarity visit to the Nigerian Labour Congress to solidify the promise made by keeping the side of the bargain that affects the welfare of pensioners.
I was in a meeting with the World Bank and we agreed to do targeted capturing for the pensioners. We will come back and join forces with you to verify that these are the people who want you to be convinced that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually means well for Nigerians and we are ready to do well for Nigerians.
In this business of making sure that Nigerians, come out of poverty, beyond palliatives, if you create jobs, the poverty index will reduce.
A united front is also part of the appeal to the labor unions to keep faith alive with the present administration to lift Nigerians out of poverty. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
Still watching Panorama live from the network service of the NTA. We're going on a short break. We'll be right back.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
For staying tuned. The Kaduna State government has flagged off the distribution of palliatives to more than 1 million poor and most vulnerable in the state. This move is aimed at cushioning the effect of subsidy removal. Muhammad Umar Ajingi completes this report.
Over 43,050 kg bags of rice purchased by the Kaduna State government ready for distribution across the 23 local government areas of the state for onward sharing to people identified to be the most vulnerable, including orphans and people living with disabilities. The state governor arrived at Enkande warehouse along Kaduna Zaria Highway to flag off the distribution exercise.
The organized labor with the people with disability, the market women, religious leaders, traditional leaders, as well as other non-governmental organizations sat down together to come up with a list of beneficiaries. So we are targeting over 200,000 households, and the beneficiaries will be about 1 million. We targeted the vulnerable, the poor and the underserved within our society, people that are in IDP camps, the widows, as well as people with disability.
We have suggested what we require for the vulnerables, the poorest of the poor of Kaduna State. Here we are today trying to disperse them to their various local governments. My prayer is from the carriers of these goods, that's the drivers, the local government. We want please everybody to take proper care of these goods so that it gets the people that are targeted. We will make sure, by God's grace, we will sponsor our team members to follow every pack, every truck to the maximum place where it's going to be dropped and then distributed to the needy.
As these trucks loaded with the bags of rice proceeds to hand over the items to various local government areas distribution committees, the governor urged the members of the committee to ensure the distribution process is strictly non-partisan, transparent and credible. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
With me in the studio to draw more on that report is the NLC chairman, Kaduna State Chapter, Ayuba Magaji. Sir, you are welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers.
You just watched our report, and how has the palliatives helped?
Yeah, although the distribution is still ongoing, but because of the targeted population, what I mean, the people that are meant for it for now, I think it will go a long way in alleviating the suffering of the what we call the poorest of the poor, the underserved, and those that are less privileged. But why I say that is because you can see our palliative in the state is coming like the one that is coming late.
Yes.
It's because of we observe so many other states and their pattern of distribution, and we took out their challenges,
yes,
so that we can resolve it in our own state, so that our own distribution will be different and will be better. That is why we are doing it now. And what we say, instead of giving people that commodity in sachet bags, you understand, polythene leather, no, we recommend it as a committee that the least that can be given to a household is 25 kg. That is half a bag of rice. But we recommended each household, because we are targeting households, not individuals, each household should have 50 kg at the maximum. But the limit, the little they can get is 25 kg per household.
Okay. I haven't talked about the modalities now. What about the workers?
Yeah, you know, this palliative, the commodity rice in particular, is out of the 5 billion naira approved as grant and loan to the state government. And 2 billion was released as a first tranche. So out of that, the stakeholders committee, the initial committee that recommended the palliatives in the state, which the organized labor are involved, we recommended for other palliatives. So the civil servants and workers in the state will come at the second batch. We were trying to show remorse, show concern. That's why we even keep our constituency on a stand, so that the most vulnerable, you understand, the poorest of the poor can benefit from this palliative. Then the civil servant and other workers and other citizens of Kaduna State will join the palliative at the second and the third tranche. Good things are going to come out of it, God willing. And the workers, our constituency, having us as their representative, they should be rest assured that good things are coming. I don't want to start mentioning, you know, these are a general platform, but glad tidings are coming, or I'm giving glad tidings and good things are coming. And very soon, we will unveil the second segment of the palliative where civil servant will be considered. And we want to believe, although I know it will not go round, you know, it's not something that, even the 230 bags that we have started distributing for the vulnerable ones will not go round, really. But what we wanted, or the government, what they wanted, is to see that the most needed persons are given that palliative. That will give other people that confidence that really government have concern of the citizens.
Do you think this plan can go a long way in cushioning the effect of the subsidy removal?
Yeah, it will go a long way. Despite the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, I know it will not go round, but it will go a long way in reducing or alleviating the hardship people are experiencing as a result of this subsidy removal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayuba Magaji.
Thank you very much for having me this afternoon.
And I've been speaking with the NLC Kaduna State Chapter, Malang Ayuba Magaji. Moving on, Jigawa Governor Umar Namadi has inaugurated a 10-man visitation panel to Sule Lamido University in his resolve to repositioning the education sector for better service delivery in the state. Muhammad Musa Askira report that the visitation panelists were given 4 weeks to hand in their reports.
In the inauguration, Governor Umar Namadi says the visitation panel is by the law to be constituted every 5 years to understudy the running of the university and see the areas that need an improvement for onward action to better the institution. The governor, who is the visitor to be reported to by the panel after its investigative visit to the high learning institution, read out the terms of reference to the panel.
1. To trace the historical evolution of the university and take stock of its net achievement and problems, as well as its styles and directions. 2. The committee is to review the academic program of the university to ensure that they conform to the best standard practice.
The panel, to be presided over by Professor Mustafa Nasiru Malam from Bayero University, Kano, has promised to do a thorough job that would give the governor a sense of direction in taking the next line of action to provide a conducive atmosphere for learning at the university in Kafin House, local government of Jigawa State.
This inauguration, sir, coming so early in the life of this administration, is indicative of the seriousness with which your administration takes education.
The panel's report is expected to turn in the next 4 weeks. Stakeholders hope will enhance service delivery at the university. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
The need to develop an action plan towards reforming the Almajiri system of education that will prohibit begging, intercity movement of children in search of studying the Quran has again been emphasized by the Emir of Zazzau, Malam Ahmed Nuhu Bambali. The Emir was speaking while flagging off community dialogue for a process led to reforms of the Almajiri system in Kaduna State at his palace in Zaria. Sagir Muhammad Awal reports.
For many years, stakeholders have continued to add their voices on how to sanitize Almajiri system of education, as well as to address the menace of street begging, child labor, out-of-school adolescent girls, among others.
So, but the system is not working. I believe that's what is forcing other people to go and beg. So, I think these are the areas that the authorities should address.
The State Director, National Orientation Agency, Hamis Abubakar, and other stakeholders stressed the importance of the traditional and religious institutions in transforming the Almajiri system of education in the state.
We are trying to achieve, one, to integrate Almajiri system into formal education in Kaduna State. To develop Almajiri system by giving them a cash transfer and equipping them with the knowledge on skills acquisitions in Kaduna State.
So we are providing livelihood support to Almajiri children, which is a follow-up to cash transfer we've done, where we give them support so that they can start something doing.
The flagging off signaled the commencement of community mobilization to improve alternative care, parenting, community diversion for Almajiri out-of-school adolescent girls across the state. From Zaria, Sagir Muhammad Awal, NTA News.
Next on our lineup is sports update with Olumide Eguntola.
Nigeria's national men cricket team, the Yellow Greens, continues its impressive runs at the ongoing four-nation West African Trophy at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval in Lagos. The team defeated Rwanda with 57 runs in 20 overs in the first match and overpowered Sierra Leone in the second match. In football, the Nigerian Women Football League (NWFL), after its 2023 annual General Assembly held in Lagos, has approved the expansion of the Premiership to 16 clubs from 14 and Championship to 20 from 12, and the restructuring of the 10-team Nationwide League to the State League. The Congress confirmed the promotion of Danas Ladies, Sunshine Queens, Lakeside Queens and Ekiti Queens to the NWFL Premiership from the Championship, and the relegation of two clubs, Ibom Angels and Osun Babes, to the NWFL Championship. Still on football, match day 2 actions of the Nigerian Premier League take center stage across various stadia of the Federation this weekend. Informed and debutant Sporting Lagos will attempt to pick a second win of the season in an away match with Aqua United. Old football rivalry will be rekindled as Shooting Stars will be the guest of Benden Insurance. It will be Kano Pillars against Katsina United, while Gombe will trade tackles with Eyimba International. In the English Premier League, match day 8 actions return this weekend, as Chelsea will be the guest of Burnley. Same day Manchester United will host Brentford, while Everton lock arms with Bournemouth, among other matches. In boxing, a young Nigerian boxer, Chiamaka Nwaturucha, also known as White Shepherd, has vowed to put Nigeria again on the global map as she aspires to conquer Africa and beyond.
I want to revive Nigerian women boxing. I want to encourage every female boxer out there that has been struggling to keep doing what they're doing, and collectively we can put Nigeria on the map. Our
first international match is slated for this Saturday at the National Stadium Surulere, Lagos, against our opponent from Benin Republic. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NT News.
Moody's Sports Reports completes Panorama today from Kaduna. We thank you for watching.